All right, you are looking live at the morning show, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Spencer, Steve, JC is traveling back home. If we were lucky, he will make it home in time to join us for a brief moment today. But we got a lot going on. We got Riley Roseby on the show. It's Crypto Friday, so we'll have Louis Sykes on the show. Kenny Glick will stop by. If we have time for Alfonso, I don't know if we will. We got a lot to discuss. Steve's in a good mood. His football team won last night. When was the last time that every sector was down for a day? Prior to yesterday, obviously. Right? Was it like a month ago? Was it 2 months ago? Seems like it's been a while, right? All right, let's get this show on the road here. Good morning, chat. Yes, everyone is happy it's Friday. Likewise, let's all go ahead and hit the thumbs up. We appreciate that. Please and thank you. That's what I got. Should we go? Yes, let's do it. All right, let's get it out.
What?
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 Was there a football game last night?
Just having a great morning. And I'm wearing my green parrot shirt because hitting the road after the show today to Key West. First time in a while. Excited for that. Gonna play some golf. I'll be working from my mobile office.
Eat some key lime pie, as one does.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
I got some croquettes on deck right now.
Very nice.
Got a new Cuban bakery yesterday. And when you do that, you have to order the variety pack, right? You got to try a little bit of everything.
Yeah, obviously.
So this big bag of Cuban pastries gets delivered yesterday. Rose is freaking out. She's like, you spent $70 on Uber Eats. And I'm like, how else am I going to know if they're legit? Got to do the Cuban sandwich too.
You got a taxi for your pastries.
But look, there's some exciting things going on in New Jersey, Spencer. Have you heard? Have you heard about the excitement in New Jersey? In East Rutherford, New Jersey?
I did hear about it. I did not witness it myself, but I did hear. I think I heard the yell of the crowd from my house last night.
2 words. Ass whooping. It wasn't even close. God, these rookies are exciting.
Yeah.
Dart and Scatabo, they're like best friends. It's so cute.
It's a bull market. Everyone's in a good mood. Some of our sports teams are winning. So let's go ahead and do a quick state of the markets, and we'll get into it.
New York needed one. New York really needed one.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Steve. We are recovering from yesterday.
Wait, JC's not here today, or he's coming?
I don't know. Honestly, I like to hope he'll be here. I don't know if he will be. So kind of keep the hope alive, right? But I don't know. I know he was in Nashville, right? Yesterday.
Yeah. Nashville.
And then I know he's coming back, and I don't know his exact travel schedule. So, but he was telling me how much he loves Nashville. In any case, we are recovering from yesterday, Steve, where every sector was down. If we could bring up slide, what is it? 2?
Are you trying to scare people this morning? I heard your intro.
No. Slide 4, please, if we can.
What are you trying to do?
They are blaming the weakness yesterday on a lack of economic data. Therefore, there are no catalysts to be found.
Oh, God. Really? Let me see this. Who said this?
This was on CNBC this morning. There is a government shutdown, if you didn't know. Therefore, there is no government data to be released. Therefore, there is a lack of catalysts for investors. Therefore, down we go.
Yeah. Some people really don't think too much about the things that they say. And that's a great example of it. Did you see the PepsiCo yesterday. Speaking of
I
great earnings, I
I
see it
did
mentioned there in that
I
article.
I did see the PepsiCo. I saw the Pepsi. We talked about the airlines. You always want to look to see like what is the follow through, because there's the pre-market action, which is one thing, or the after hours, whatever, and then there's the action for the whole rest of the session, right? And the reaction for the rest of the session matters more, right, than the instant reaction. So
Yeah.
like
And the
in
following day, you
right,
got to
exactly. That's why
let
you
them
guys,
go a bit.
when you do the beat report, you do it based on the next session, right?
Yeah, and it's
So
probably too soon, but you got to give the people what they want a little bit.
like when we talk about the airlines, oh yeah, Delta Airlines gapped up, huge reaction, right? Well, was it so good actually? Because the high of the day was the open, right? Like it went straight down pretty much from there. Pepsi, exact opposite, right? Opened kind of flat or a little bit, went straight up.
You got to let them dance. You got to let them at least get through the call. And we do this all the time. We look for these earnings reversal setups. And look, we were showing off a little bit yesterday. We jumped the hell out of it. It had not even started to trigger when we bought it. We bought Pepsi at the lows, but they fired their CFO. I'm really excited about the out of home business that they've been bragging about. Basically, that means people are buying their products or consuming their products more days now, not from the grocery store. People eat out a lot, restaurants and stuff, right? So Pepsi's talking about that, bragging about that, really, because the margins are better for them. Anyway, we bought Pepsi at the lows yesterday. It's going to open at its highest level in like a month today, and we're going to sell a double pretty much at the open. So that's cool when you can catch them like that, and that when earnings comes out, you get a nice little like volatility collapse in the price of the options, so you can really sweep in and get the calls on the cheap too.
So
I don't know, something we like to do.
you bought calls yesterday in Pepsi. That was out for your
Mhm.
members.
I'm going to double at the open today.
Yeah.
And that's
Elsewhere,
Pepsi. See how options make everything fun? It's
yeah,
Pepsi. It's one of the most low volatility stocks known to man.
that's right.
Doesn't matter.
That's right. Elsewhere on the earnings front, we do have Levi Strauss this morning, which is getting rocked down about 8%. The numbers were okay, but I guess there was like tariff fears. They're afraid about the increased cost from tariffs and the uncertainty there, because they make all their stuff in Asia, right? So the numbers were good, but it is down this morning. But as Steve just said, gotta let him dance, right? Gotta let him
Arminder
dance.
says, can we get Louis in here earlier and keep him for longer? I agree.
I,
I really agree. That's
I,
probably the move because crypto is hot as anything, Spencer. How have we not even talked? It's crypto freaking Friday.
it is
And
Crypto Friday. I'm
anything from you on that? Have you bought your fart coin back yet?
No, I haven't. I
You're
haven't
gonna
bought
let us
any more
know.
crypto.
You what?
I haven't bought any more crypto. I own enough. No, maybe
Are
not.
you
I probably don't own enough. Let's be
are you
honest. But
are you holding fart bags?
no. I don't have any. My only crypto. I have Bitcoin. I have iBit,
Mm.
and I have Ethereum. And I sold my Solana for all the shitcoin stuff, and then I sold the shitcoins, and I made a little bit of money, just a little bit of money, right? like,
It's better than losing a lot of money.
yeah.
I want to know when you're back in the game
Okay.
with the shit coins specifically.
No. That's the whole. That's what Louis was saying yesterday. It's not about the shitcoins. It's about the altcoins. There's a difference between the shitcoins and the altcoins. There is a difference.
All right. So this is how little I know, which is
Right?
why I need a guy like Louis. Can you
Yeah.
drop the link to our event last night? We had a
Yeah.
great time. It was a quick hit too, but it's important. Like, check out this video. It's 20 minutes. Louis lays the story out beautifully. And I couldn't agree more with him that, like, if you want to act in crypto and you feel like you missed it, you're dead wrong, right? The fireworks haven't even begun yet, but the stage is set for that to really kick off any day now. And Louis was just laying it down last night. He's like, most of the gains in these bull cycles, because he knows he's been through them, and I know too. Most of the gains happen in these melt up, later innings. And if we're going there, this is just the ideal time to get active and get involved in the space. And actually, yeah, I agree. I think Chris with a beard, Coca-Cola is delicious in the morning. Really, Coca-Cola is delicious any time of the day. It's one of the best. It's one of the best drinks. Period.
So anyway, so Steve and Louis went live yesterday around 5:30. Like you said, quick hit. It was 20 minutes. We're going to probably do more of those videos. Just like quick hits, especially when somebody is pounding the table on something. And in this case, it's Louis pounding the table on. We're getting ready for like that one last hurrah for this cycle, right? And if you're not in, this is your shot, right now. And then the train will leave the station, and you'll be left behind. And if that's okay with you, then that's totally fine. It's not my problem. I probably need to buy a little more. And Louis is the guy with the ideas, so I tend to just kind of follow him. It's good to have a guy. We have an options guy. His name is Sean. We have a crypto guy. His name is Louis. So it's good to have guys.
You need a guy in a lot of areas. Yeah, we have a lot of really good guys.
Yep.
We're going to be going on with the guys more and more.
We have a like moonshot futuristic guy. His name is Riley. He's coming on today. And he's good for the long-term bets.
I know Riley.
So,
yep. That's another guy.
Yep. Okay. What else is happening this morning? I mean,
Argentina.
Look, overnight futures were mostly unchanged to green a little bit, right? Coming off a rare down day yesterday. Like I said off the intro, I was asking Rick, because I don't know the answer. When was the last time every sector closed down for a day? It feels like it's been a long time. But one of those days, it happens. I don't know.
Something's going on with the Argentine peso. You got some news around, I guess, the short list for Fed chair. Besson came out today.
Oh, did you see what happened to Ferrari yesterday? Oh my God!
I saw.
So these companies do these investor days, right? These companies do these investor days, and the whole point of an investor day is to be like, rah rah! Look how awesome we are! Look how awesome our stock is going to be!
Yeah.
Look at all of our great plans, all of our great guidance that that we're giving. Typically, you do these and you want your stock to go up. What you don't want is your stock to go down 18%.
Well, what happened? Was some sort of like activist hijacking
on an investor day? From what I'm understanding, well, first off, they talked about EVs a lot, which I don't know how many people want an electric Ferrari. That's half the fun of a Ferrari is you go vroom vroom, right? And I guess they're not loving that. They're not loving the pivot to EVs.
Well, that's not for Ferrari to do. And as somebody who knows very little and cares even less about cars, I think that is a bad move, right? Isn't Ferrari supposed to be like the cool car guys? Now they're going to go electric. Look, electric cars.
It's the same thing with Ford. Nobody wants an electric F-150. You want a big, loud truck.
Again, I know nothing, but if you do talk to car people, I know car people, and they still think these electric engines are lame and they don't want them. So
yeah.
Like Ferrari that's a race car. Let Tesla do the EVs. Why does everybody want to compete with a company like Tesla? That's the stupid part. You have a niche, right? Literally the best in the business at what you do, Ferrari, but you want to go compete with Elon Musk. Crazy.
Yeah. In the aggregate, like I don't think EVs are lame. I think EVs are lame for like sports cars or pickup trucks because who wants that.
Yeah.
If you want a loud car, get a loud car, right? Nobody wants a quiet Ferrari. That's dumb. In any case, what do they say? They said that they actually did scale back their EV projections. Surprise, surprise, because who wants to buy this stuff? What else did they say? They updated their targets for 2025 and 2030. The revenue, the EPS, all slightly higher, but I guess below the estimates on that. The CAGR of 6%, which is below the 10% that was previously given. Oh. And they, like I said, they scaled back their EV projections. Now EVs are only going to be about 20% of their lineup by 2030, which still seems high to me. So Ferrari joining the club of GM and Ford and all these traditional automakers who are realizing, crap, we can't just sell a gajillion EVs. Nobody really wants them. And they all just pivoted and invested hundreds of millions of dollars in changing their factories to make these cars that not many people want. So,
all right,
what are you gonna
do? Good rundown. Being triggered by some comments in the chat. So yesterday, I was joking on the breakout call, encouraging people to pay themselves on big winners, one like 40, 50x on Rigetti. I've been out of it for a while. And I was joking, Spencer. I said, you really want to sit in this position that's way up, big market value, dragging your account up and down. And honestly, when's the next time one of these quantum stocks is going to come out and announce a secondary? Well, I did not have inside information that this would be happening this morning, but it does stand to reason that this makes sense. IonQ has announced an offering here this morning. 16.5 million shares of common stock and another 43 million warrants. Woo, they love that.
Only down 4%. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
Warrants. Yeah, companies like this, the warrants, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be there. Decent way to add leverage. Have you been trading any of these warrants? You in the Rigetti W?
No, I've never. I only. The only time I ever had warrants was when I would get like down and dirty on like SPAC stuff a couple years back.
The SPACs, there's a lot of warrants.
But I never really did the warrant stuff.
It's a kicker,
Yeah,
warrants are a kicker.
It's an option. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Stocks probably overheated here, right? Chat's out here talking about Rigetti this, Rigetti that. Pay yourself. Why? Third rejection of 48. If you've been in it for any amount of time, you've done tremendously well. Why are you sitting there as the stock's losing momentum? Crazy. If you're still in this trade at this point for the short-term traders. Then the other thing I noticed in here, are you buying Bitcoin miners up here? No. We put like a real short-term trade, some calls on Mara, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Haven't really worked too well yet, but it's a real short-term bet that we're making. The Bitcoin miners, from a primary trend perspective, I was selling some this week. We were buying these Bitcoin miners in their accumulation phases, right? So we're up hundreds of percent on the Bitcoin miners already. And I sell along the way. When you look at the charts of these BTC miners now, they're climbing up the right-hand sides of their bases. And some of them, like iRent, already taken out their old all-time highs. Right, so I'm looking at the prior cycle highs and stuff like HUT, even Riot and Mara. That's where I'm looking and thinking that we're going. But once these things break out of their bases and start reacting higher, a ton of them are overbought right now. I'm feeding the ducks along the way and reducing the size of my primary trend positions as they approach my, final price target. But price targets are already being hit along the way, to be super clear on the Bitcoin miners. So it's prudent to pay yourself as you go when you make these multi-bagger trades, especially in common stock, especially in an environment that's overheating.
What did Steve say on like Monday? You feel like a big boss? What do big bosses do? They get paid. Pay yourself, right?
Paid myself in the PL recently too, Bill. Hell yeah. Nice. CLSK has been crazy. That was a slow one to start, but just erupted recently. Look, the thing about the Bitcoin miners is all of them look fantastic. I'm in some crazy call options in this Canon, Chinese
CAN, yeah.
You could buy any of them. You should just pay yourself along the way in trades like this, because these are the types of stocks where you wake up and they're down 30% one day. So just keep that in mind as you're doing well. No,
maybe down 30, down 30 in a week. Sure, yeah, 30? Yeah, it can happen. What's with the divergence? The Mara and the Riot. Something happened there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Riot is like,
what's wrong?
Parabolic.
Riot's incredible. Mara's got to play some catch up.
Yeah,
Riot's been really good, and that was one of those that we talked about. Like, it was a dog for a real long time. But look at it, off the April lows, Riot's up, I don't know, 250%. And then Clean Spark, wasn't the best off the April lows, but just off of the September lows. It was at $9 last month. It's up almost 150%. So when that kind of stuff happens, if you're not paying yourself as you go, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. All right, this is what we'll do. Let's bring Kenny out for a couple minutes, and then we'll bring out Louis.
I'm sweating.
Steve is sweating. Let's talk to Kenny, then we'll talk to Louis, then we'll talk to Riley.
I heard a stat last night for Kenny. The Giants had the least amount of wins, and I don't know, I think the last 2 years and then year to date. The last 2 seasons plus year to date. There's only one team that had fewer wins. Can you guess it? I'll bet Kenny can guess it.
I bet Kenny knows. I bet we all know.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
The New York Football Jets.
If I was a betting man, I would bet on that being the answer.
If I was a betting man, I would have lost big last night. Oh, I did.
No, I was thinking about you. I was like, well, I wonder if Kenny faded the Giants.
All we needed, actually, we had a parlay on. I needed Saquon to actually score a touchdown. What the hell's going on here, right? That was the one leg we needed, and then we didn't hit it. But
all right, Kenny, we got we got critical metals today. What do we got here?
Well, we're sticking with those. USAR, I just sold it again. We held a little bit overnight. USAR. I assume it's going to $50. I'll probably wind up buying it back. But we just had a little sell-off in the quantum stocks for about a minute and a half. I guess that's the bear market, so that's over. Just sold off for about a minute. But yeah, still rumbling.
That's a bear market in Kenny's world.
Yeah.
Everything sells off like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and no joke. And look, I'll show it to you. This is basically my life, and it's if you could do this in a couple of minutes, which sounds like my sex life, that's kind of my what we're doing here. By the way, my wife, she was really into it the other night. Our foreplay was, all right, let's get this over.
Okay.
Let's go. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
There's my chart. So that's the chart. So here's the rigatoni, right? So that's what it's done since Strazza told us to buy it right here at 21.65. Thank you, Strazza, reminding everybody. Right here. So here's a bear market, is what it looks like. Ready? Bang. And it's over. So there it is. You just out of nowhere, it broke VWAP. I just happened to be sitting here, and then I missed that first move. And then if it tests VWAP from underneath, as oddly as it sounds, you could have actually put a short on it. It worked. So you missed that first move. I just sitting there. I'm like, all right, if it breaks back over VWAP, it's just a nothing burger. But look, it actually got rejected and rolled over, shorted some, and it went down to the whole number, 47, and trade's over. And that's a nice little dollar there for you. So if you were sitting here, 400 or 500 shares, you made yourself your day's pay, and now you could basically party the weekend away or sit here all day with us like crazy degenerates like it normally will be. So, yeah, that's the trade so far. And if you guys know APLD,
that's having itself a day.
Yeah, I mean, last night was the real breakout. This was right after the earnings.
30% today? Is there a headline that I didn't see?
Earnings.
Probably.
Yeah, it was earnings.
Oh, it is?
And they had a little show bro in the aftermarket. So again, that streak. Oh, by the way, we started a new streak. So Delta Airlines, we're 1 for 1. No more 1,000 in a row because we got new people. So we're 1 for 1, and now we're 2 for 2. So APLD, if you want to consider it 2 trades. Here's the faux show bro VWAP break. This was last night in the aftermarket. So again, the chart pattern keeps coming. I'm going to keep taking this trade, and it keeps working. So here's the earnings report. It spikes down, spikes up, but those spikes and spikes down. That's the faux show back above VWAP. And I didn't buy that break, but this consolidation right here threw a half number, and then you had a double top at 30.5. And once it broke that, this bad boy, as we were schmoozing, was ripping. And if you guys, I mean, I'm starting to like the overnight trades. This was one of them. And it's overnight eligible, which is kind of bizarre because I thought it was reserved for some bigger names. Everything seems to be trading 24 hours a day. And this bad boy just ripped all the way to 37.50 as we were just getting down, and unbelievable. But this morning, if you walked in looking for a reason to buy, there it was. So you got your little faux show. See how it breaks that low? That's when it comes back. They just want to kick that last person out. fake them out, shake them out. There's the VWAP break. And if you were up at 7 in the morning, you're getting paid again in the same stock. So rinse and repeat. And
wait a minute. When you said you like the overnight stuff, do you mean you like holding it overnight, or do you like
trading? Man, we were trading at
Can you scroll to the left? What time was that?
This was like 10:15 last night. So, and this was really happening.
That was at 10:15 last night.
Well, this was around 9. We were trading this thing coming out of this range, and it just went parabolic because it broke that 34. And I don't really want to put a lot of volume on. You do it like 50 shares, 100 shares just to see. And next thing you know, it just starts ripping. It's crazy. I thought this would be damaging for the market, but now I'm kind of enjoying it. The only thing it's taking away is the gap, because there really isn't a gap anymore because the market kind of doesn't close. So that gap reversion trade, there's still a gap because it's still low volume, but you're not getting gap fills anymore. So that trade that everybody loves, and everybody knows what a gap fill is, there are no gaps if we never close. So
there might be if you switch platforms, because you're trading on Thinkorswim, and they're the ones that have the 24-hour market.
Yeah,
if you went somewhere else,
interactive broker. Yeah, I mean, but a lot of these platforms do have it. But I'm saying they're really. But even if you don't have a platform where you have access to it, it's happening. So it's not like it's not happening. So there really hasn't been a close. So there really isn't like that gap where you have that, official, that gap where there's no close, there's no trading gap, and then there's a gap to fill. So I wonder how this is all going to play out over the next couple of years, because that's a really important trade, the gap fill. And there are no gaps. So inevitably, if there's no gaps, that trade's going to be non-existent, which was a big part of what we do. But we'll morph. We'll figure it out, the action.
Very interesting phenomenon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep an eye on it. Listen, I dropped the link in the chat to Kenny's Q3 earnings playbook, earnings season. I guess you could say it started with Delta and Pepsi and Levi's, and next week you get the banks. So it's here, and it's Kenny's favorite time of year. The link is in the chat. Check it out. And Kenny's going to be very busy for the next month.
Here's your crazy one for the day. Yidle Diddle Do. I don't know what this one is, but it was an IPO. 1 and 1 green.
I was going to say 1 and 1 green. What the hell
Maybe
is
it's
that?
Yidle Diddle Do. Yidle. All right.
And
So
green technologies.
if this thing breaks VWAP, I'm in, because that is a massive collapse. And you've gone Andy Dufresne. You've got your Kardashian bottom. You got your VWAP and your prior day VWAP right there. So I'll be stalking Yidle Diddle for a little while. What else do we have? Levi's, it's kind of dead, but I'll watch it because they reported earnings. You got a big fall off, so I'll look for it as a buy as always, because the market never goes down anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, there was one more I wanted to show you. I can't remember it now. Oh, guys.
Wait, what was it? Was it FMFC? Was it Orbs?
Oh no, the TTRX from yesterday. Holy fray, my God! If you didn't get out of that thing. This was that IPO that just went absolutely parabolic, and then it just hit a sell program when it broke through VWAP. That is an algo right there, just saying, we want this stock to go to 0, enter, just bleeding it to death. I got to see if it has any buyers, or this thing's going to be at 0 by the end of the day. It went from 7 to 50, back to 7. And it's just awful, but I like when they get awful, because that's when you get squeezes. All right, keep an eye on that one.
Kenny, it's probably the same program from the prior day. Just they buy it up and they sell it down.
Yeah, it's just crazy how many of these are every day. But Yidle Diddle, I'll see you. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Be good.
All right, see you, Kenny. Oh man. No, but in all seriousness, he's got a great point. It's going to be a very interesting phenomenon if we stop getting gaps in charts. Although Louis could speak to that, because Louis's charts don't have gaps, because crypto never stops. So maybe we should ask Louis. Louis here, by the way. It's Crypto Friday. Let's bring him out and see what he's watching today.
Avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Morning, guys.
Louis, what's up?
Just want to make sure that my video's all good. My video's a little bit jumpy for some reason. Just want to make
Yeah,
sure
you're
I'm all
okay.
right.
You're okay.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, Louis, your charts don't have gaps at all, so that doesn't like matter for you, right?
No gaps, baby. It's all hours of the night here. It's 2 in the morning, and I could just be trading crypto whenever I want into the weekend. I mean, what a beautiful asset class, right? Beautiful.
No
beautiful
gaps. Gapless markets.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, how was your?
I do say, we get these moves on Sunday. That tends to be a day where we see these really strong crypto moves.
Yep.
Because there's really low liquidity, and so in that sense, the market can just teleport or send it lower really quickly, and you can almost view those as gaps because there's such little volume that it's trading hands on those illiquid weekends. So
Is it?
by definition, you could say that there are some gaps because there's not much volume, but on the chart, it doesn't really show it.
Is it me, or are these Sunday moves happening later and later? They come literally in the evenings, Eastern time. I'm talking about, and they'll run course like into the open Monday morning. We see that a lot.
Mm.
I don't know.
And quite often, it tends to set the mood for the week. When you get a big move on
great sign.
Sunday into the week,
Yep.
that's when you know, okay, well, that's the direction that market participants want to be taking the market that week. And you tend to see a lot of follow through in the days after, based on what happens on that Sunday move coming into Monday morning.
I would say that's true, and that is a valid signal that we've been using for many years now for risk assets more broadly. Like I expect a nice green open too if we're ramping overnight in crypto markets, and you see that.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So for all of you watching that are, junkies, that you need some sort of market, some sort of action in the weekends when everything is closed, go have a look at crypto markets because, again, it's the only market that is trading 24/7 with such transparency. And so you can get a whole bunch of information to what's happening in the broader risk sense based on what market participants are doing with their Bitcoin, with their Ethereum. Do they want to be holding it into the open for traditional markets? That gives you a lot of insight.
Louis, I had a great time on the call with you last night. I'm going to drop off and let you guys do your thing. I actually have to run here. I got a long car ride ahead of me today. So give everybody that story, about why you think the stage is set, right, for this melt up phase and why this is really, truly the last good chance to get into crypto. And I'll catch you all later. Have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
Steve. It was good to see you.
Bye, guys.
Louis, you sent over a few charts here. Do you want to start with this this 3-pane chart?
Absolutely.
Binance.
Let's
right.
look at it.
Can we bring up, what is that slide? What is that, 2? Let's try my slides. There we go.
All right.
Okay, we're good. Whoops, sorry.
Oh,
here we go. That's what I meant. We're good.
There we go. All right, folks. I'll try to explain this as eloquently as I can at 2 in the morning. We're seeing a whole bunch of breakouts, and we're at the stage of this bull market now where we're entering into the later stages, this last hurrah in crypto. Bitcoin's making its new all-time highs. It's formed this really nice base. It looks like it really wants to break out. But look, this is we've had multiple long-term breakouts this entire crypto bull market. The bull market's been going for a few years now, and now we're at this later stages of this entire bull cycle, and we're already starting to see some breakouts really hitting the tape. Binance Coin, literally the third most important cryptocurrency in the entire asset class, has already doubled just in the space of 2 months. It's already ripped higher out of this major base. And so you telling me that Solana, Ethereum, the second and fourth most largest cryptocurrencies in the asset class, isn't going to follow suit, isn't going to be breaking out just like Binance Coin? I think that's ridiculous. And you tend to see a lot of people out here being quite pessimistic. Bitcoin will be down a day or two, and they'll be going, oh my God, is that the cycle? Is that the top? Is this the new bear market? And it's just absolutely nonsense, because let me tell you guys, the Bitcoin bull market is absolutely not over if Solana and Ethereum haven't broken their prior cycle highs. And I think that breakout is coming in these next few weeks.
The breakout in anything that hasn't broken out yet. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
If I could sum it up, you're saying anything that's not broken out, it's coming.
I mean, I want to pull up the altcoin chart because that's the one that I've been really referring to these last few weeks. That does a brilliant job of visualizing what I'm saying here. Where Bitcoin is making all-time highs. Bitcoin has really been working this entire bull market, but then the actual crypto ecosystem itself hasn't really been participating much this year. And in fact, it's just been spending the entire year putting in this really nice basing pattern, building up all of this energy. And so this black line just basically captures what's happening underneath the surface within crypto, just the entire crypto ecosystem. So I've equally weighted the largest 150 cryptocurrencies. So it gives a really good gauge to what's happening. You can see Bitcoin, all-time highs. The average altcoin, we're still in a 50% drawdown. But the silver lining is that we've been forming this beautiful basing pattern. And so again, I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunity in a lot of these crypto ecosystems. Within the altcoins, we're putting this beautiful basing pattern. And I got to say, Spencer, the back half of the year, the back stretch of the year just looks absolutely brilliant for a lot of these.
And Louis, this would be a breadth story. If we are under the assumption that crypto markets behave similar to equity markets, then in the stock market, breadth has expanded. You're saying it's the exact same thing here. Breadth hasn't expanded yet. It's going to expand, right? Or it's expanding right now, right?
Yeah, totally. I think the market that we're moving in towards within crypto, if you're an investor and you haven't really made as much money as you should have in this crypto bull market, these next few months, if this Bitcoin breakout is real and we start seeing all of these breakouts in a lot of these smaller altcoins, I think that is precisely the market where investors who have missed an entire bull market worth of trades can really catch up in a meaningful way, because that's when you start seeing a lot of these crazy gains within the actual altcoin ecosystem. So we haven't had that this bull market, but I think now we're entering into that stage where we certainly are. We're going to have that breadth expansion, like you mentioned, Spencer, and the setup here is just beautiful. They call it the banana season for a reason, right? 'Cause it's like a parabola. It just really rises really fast. It doesn't give investors a second chance to get in.
Yeah, we haven't really had any banana moves in crypto for a while. Like even in Bitcoin, right? Yeah, we're at all-time highs, but not in the parabolic sense, right? It just
once that black line starts breaking out, Spencer, we absolutely will be seeing them.
All right, listen. If you want to get Louis, find out what Louis is buying, because Louis puts out new trades all the time. He puts out new reports, new research, new trades, what he likes, what he doesn't like. It's all in AC Crypto. I did drop the link in the chat. It's pinned to the top to the replay of his stream with Steve yesterday. And then below that, there is a place where you can get in on the action with Louis at AC Crypto. So Louis, thanks for staying up late with us, or early, depending on your perspective. And we'll have to just keep on keeping on, because things are happening. And just like Kenny with his earnings season, and now it's you. It's like this is the time, right? The time is now. So keep on. I saw you. I saw you had a double. What, yesterday or the day before? So keep on keeping on, man. You're crushing it.
Thank you, Spencer. And straight after I get off this call, I'm going to be closing out our applied digital positions that Mr. Kenny Glick was just talking about, up 3.5x since our entry just 4 months ago. And so again, there's a lot of great opportunities hitting this market right now.
Is a 3.5 bagger good? It sounds good.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. There it is. Look, I mean, damn. So you got in when?
We got in on that pullback. So that was a nice move there.
Wow. Very nice. Hit your target. Back to the all-time highs.
That's within 4 months. I thought it was outlandish. I thought it was outlandish setting a target 3.5x away. We achieved that in just 4 months. And so again, beautiful trade.
All trades like that are all for the members of AC Crypto. Getting on the action. Louis, we'll see you.
Thanks, Spencer. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Someone in the chat was asking about Larry Thompson. Yeah, Larry, he'll be back. He was moving, is the thing. He was moving, so he didn't have an office or like a desk or anything. But I think he's done moving now. So Larry will be back on the show next week. but diverse insight. I'll pass the message along that you missed him. We missed Riley on Wednesday. He was traveling somewhere on vacation, but we have him here now. Riley, I don't even know where you went. Everyone's on vacation. Everyone's traveling. Sean's in Hawaii. JC was traveling, not for vacation, but he was in Nashville. Now he's back. Steve's going to Key West for the weekend. Riley was just wherever the hell he was. Everyone's traveling but me. I want to travel too. All right. Let's bring on Riley and talk about that. Yo,
Morning,
what's
Spencer.
going on? What's up?
How we doing? So I was
Where'd you go?
I was rafting
You were rafting, like,
Colorado River
yeah.
between Colorado and Utah. It's called Ruby Horse Thief Canyon. Beautiful place. You got to check it out.
Is this the time of year to do that?
Yeah,
Or
because
is
it's
it like, is there a specific window?
I mean, I would say probably the spring or the fall. If you go during the summer, it's going to be what, 100, 105
Okay.
in the canyon. It's going to be hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big are these rapids we're talking about? Or
It
are
was
they-
a float trip. There were no rapids involved. We had a couple little ones with us, so it was
Okay.
just a good float. Sit out in the sun. I'm definitely dehydrated. I can tell my lips are just like cracking and stuff. So I need to get some R&R. But it was great to get away from the screens.
So how does it work? Because you pull up to a spot, you get into the river, you raft down, and then you get out. And then what? Then you're far away from your car. How does
No,
that work?
you run a shuttle. So before you put in, you go down. You send a car down at the
Got it.
takeout, and then that way you can coordinate it. But
Got it. Okay.
yeah, we've been going on that little stretch of the river for, probably 6-7 years. So it's a nice little, very wholesome trip.
All right. So safe to say you were not looking at markets while you were rafting or floating down the Colorado River, but you're back now.
Yes, sir.
Having stepped away for a few days, anything jump out to you when you come back?
Well, I'm more bullish than ever on new forms of transportation, right? Not
Like
only
ra-
was
like
I away
rafting?
well, exactly. So not
Yeah.
only was I away from the screens, but I wasn't driving a car. And what a nice, high quality life that is to not have to worry about a car day to day. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about Tesla first and foremost, though, because I know we've been
Yes.
talking about that one for a while. We've kind of been talking. I mean, we spoke in the in our meeting yesterday as far as like a little bit of risk off. People are kind of taking a pause, taking a breather. But Tesla here has been defending these levels, against 400, 415 pretty ferociously. And today I'm going to be watching if it approaches 440. I might have to really load the boat. No pun intended.
I took a Tesla position late last week. This has been talked about on the show by JC for a while. Obviously, JC loves to kind of poke the bear a little bit, talk about Tim Waltz and all that. I don't care about that, but the chart was undeniable, and we've all seen what the stock can do, right?
Yeah.
It can do wild things, and I wanted to be there for it. So
exactly.
Yep.
And you don't have to get the entry perfect. So I
Right.
think when I was writing about it all summer, kind of the whole tagline I was using was accumulate and wait, start building a position, to your point, Spencer, so that you don't miss it, because when this thing goes,
I mean, it's kind of, let's be honest, it's already gone. Okay. It's already gone.
it has not gone. It has not gone. We haven't even,
It's doubled in the last year. Okay.
okay.
So it kind of has gone, right? But it hasn't gone more. So that's what we're betting on, right?
We're looking for a very ferocious blue sky breakout. That's what I'm looking for. Heavy volume, a lot of buyers showing up. Really, what's been interesting is
not year. It's doubled in the last 6 months, basically.
And we even see there was a negative news headline. I think it was yesterday or the day before when I was getting caught up. But the federal government put a probe in Tesla's full self-driving
Oh yes, I
software.
did see that.
Did you see how the stock just barely even flinched? I feel like if that had come out during the summer, the stock would have been off 4, 5, 6, 7%. And even then, we could have potentially just kind of scoffed it off and been like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. This thing was down 1.5%.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point, right? I know some people, on the show ignore headlines. I don't ignore headlines. You don't ignore headlines, and the reaction to the headline is more important than the headline itself. And it can tell you the kind of environment you're in, right? So to Riley's point, if we were in a bear market and you get a headline that there's like a probe into Tesla's anything, right? You're down 5-10% easy, right? No problem.
What were we down, like 15% when Trump and Elon got in a fight?
Yeah, something like that. So the fact that there was basically a shrug, it was an intraday shrug, right? Tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Right.
So then the next names I want to talk about, and we actually we got a couple good comments in the chat about it, is the eVTOLs. So our Jobies and our Archer Aviation. So what's been really interesting is these companies are starting to do demonstration flights at various air shows. So we saw them out in Osaka. Joby had a beautiful demonstration out there. And then at the California International Air Show in Salinas. And I'll tell you what, man, people are getting excited. I don't know if we can play the video that I threw in the slide deck.
Where?
Slide number 10. And if we could, we could just start it at like 1:25. I just want to kind of get folks to see everyone's reaction to this, because people are holding up their cell phones. They're glued to this stuff. It's not exactly an iPhone moment, but it's pretty damn close. Like, everyone's just mystified by how incredible this technology is.
I'm going to try and play this. Hold on. But I would love to have the volume off so we can talk over it, but I guess that's not possible. So whatever. There.
Do you want to jump ahead to like 1:25?
Sure.
Yeah, we don't need to spend the whole thing. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, Spencer. It's just so we're talking about kind of ignoring the news and stuff and focusing on the reaction to the news. Look at the reaction these people have to this aircraft. Everybody's so excited. They're so happy.
Wait. I want to back up for a second. I've never actually seen one of these in demonstration before.
Isn't it pretty incredible?
All right. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty stinking cool, and we have no idea how it's going to play out, which is, I think, the most exciting part, right? Like, we can have all these theories, different ideas. Joby and Archer have kind of indicated how they're going to roll out commercial operations, but it's still so early. We don't really know how this is going to develop. So I'm loving how Joby's sitting. We had an offering earlier this week. The stock kind of got whacked a little bit. We did defend that offering price of $16.85. So as long as we hang above that price, where all the big institutions, where the whales kind of got their discount, that's what we need to see if this stock is going to move higher. And then let's throw up the Archer chart, because that thing had a pretty gnarly move last week, and it's knocking on the door of those new highs. And the relationship between these two has been kind of tough. I'm not going to lie, Spencer. I've kind of been fumbling the bag a little bit between these two, because they don't necessarily move in sync. And again, the narrative is kind of shifting with the wind every single day, every single week.
Shouldn't we shouldn't you or any of us just kind of park one of these in our long-term account and then forget about it for like 5 years?
And keep buying, just dollar cost average into it. But dollar cost average into it, like, with an amount that if it goes to zero, you're not going to lose your house, lose your shirt, kind of a thing.
This is on a list of things. I have different lists of things I want to buy. I've got like a long-term list. I've got a short-term list, a different watch list, right? And Joby is not Archer, but Joby is on the long-term watch list. I have not bought it yet, but it is on there. So that's I'm halfway there. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So Joby and Archer looking really good.
And then this is the one because we want to kind
Yeah.
of keep an eye on who's going to be leading, and so I'm using the market cap to kind of keep a good heuristic of that. Earlier this year, there was a moment where Archer flipped Joby, and it was a really interesting point because you were kind of thinking, okay, maybe Archer's going to take pole position here. That was the exact moment that Joby buyers stepped up and Joby and really started accumulating. So if we're looking for leaders, outside of the charts specifically, I like keeping an eye on the relationship.
I don't know. They look pretty correlated to me, right? Yeah, Joby's bigger, but looks like they both move in the same direction.
They are.
Yeah. So
they are.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
And then I got some photos of the raft trip. Damn. There we go. Snuck them in there.
Didn't expect that. Excellent. Oh my God. Yeah. I gotta get out west more. Oh my goodness.
You gotta come out west,
where I
Spencer.
live.
You know, we actually have in Moab, there's a stretch along the Colorado River that's called Wall Street, this big climbing area. I always laugh too when I go out there because it's like, I'm on Wall Street, at Wall Street in the West. A little bit different way of life.
Because it's a giant wall. I get it.
It's just giant cliff.
Yeah.
It's beautiful
Awesome.
though.
All right, listen up. If you guys want Riley's research, his free research, I might add, the link is up on the screen, godspeed.today. Riley sends emails every single week with what he's watching, talking about the future, talking about moonshots, EV tolls, AI, robotics, any long-term theme, right? That's Riley's bag. And
absolutely,
it's good to have someone that pays attention to that stuff because, I don't. So,
no, Spencer, you're ahead of the game more than you give yourself credit.
No, but like I was saying earlier, like it's good to have a guy you're my future guy. You know what I mean? And you're not bullish on everything, right? There are things you don't like too.
So, right. Well, and it takes a while for these trends to develop.
Yeah.
A lot of these stocks, and I was working with Rick, gosh, this was maybe a month ago, but a lot of these stocks that we're talking about, they all kind of went public, SPAC'd, IPO'd 2020, 2021. So there's rumblings of these technologies coming here, and it takes a couple cycles for that feedback loop to hit before crazy ideas can come into real life. Is really what.
Yeah, and as we talked about, we are in a secular downtrend in terms of the number of public companies out there. There's more and more private companies than ever before and fewer public ones. And so when you do get a high growth industry with public companies, that's kind of a rare thing, right? And we're very lucky to have that because not all of us, most people don't have access to private equity and VC and all that stuff. So this is a privilege for us to have the Archers and the Jobies and even the Teslas, right? We're very lucky to have that. So
we're super lucky to have that. No, thank you for lamenting that sentiment.
All right, Riley, I'll let you run. I know it's early for you.
Thank you,
Godspeed today. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Be well, y'all.
Guys, let's get out of here. All right. It is 9:25. Markets are about to open in, I guess, like less than 5 minutes. What do we got today? We got Jeff Mackey. If you are a member of the Mackey portfolio, his weekly video will be sent to you this afternoon. Larry Thompson is back. He's doing his show today at 5 o'clock. Thompson's 2 cents. And kind of a Friday happy hour type thing. And that's what we got. Kind of a light day here on the Stock Market TV front. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, check out the links in the chat. There's the replay to Strazza and Louis' video from yesterday. I also put the link in there to Kenny's stream from the other day. Kenny will be going live more. I think we're going to have to do probably like a once a week Kenny video for the next like 3 weeks because it's earnings season and this is bread and butter. This is what he does. So we'll probably do more with Kenny in the coming weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And that's what I got. So thank you to all of our guests this week. Thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you for everyone who watches the replay. If you watch us on YouTube or on Twitter or on stockmarkettv.com, we love you. We appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend. Get outside. It's beautiful. At least in the Northeast, it's beautiful. Go make some money, and we'll see you on Monday. That's the wrong bumper.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go